When Alina Jansen walked into the upscale grocery store, she had no idea she'd end up in handcuffs. Accused of acting suspicious for checking her shopping list and wearing yoga pants, she stayed calm until two officers pinned her arms behind her back and dragged her outside in front of a stunned crowd. The humiliation burned, but Alina didn't shout. She just asked for one phone call. 10 minutes later, the store was silent. The officers' radios buzzed with panic. They had no idea the woman they'd handcuffed was married to the man who signed their paychecks, and their careers were about to unravel. It was an ordinary Tuesday morning when Alina, a 38-year-old black woman and mother of two, stopped at a premium grocery store after her spin class. Wearing a hoodie and leggings, she looked like any other shopper trying to squeeze errands into a busy day. But to a nervous white cashier and a judgmental store manager, she apparently didn't belong. Alina noticed their stares, the whispered words, and the manager lurking down every aisle. Still, she focused on her shopping list: coconut milk, blueberries, and oat flour. But before she could reach the checkout, two police officers approached her. They didn't ask questions or explain. They told her to step outside. Confused but cooperative, Alina asked why. That's when things escalated. Wait a second, and tell us where you're watching from in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe for more powerful stories like this. Within seconds, the officers grabbed her arms, twisting them behind her back. Shoppers froze. A child began to cry. Phones came out. No one intervened. "You fit the description," one officer said vaguely. Alina winced. "Of what?" she asked, trying to stay composed. The answer never came. Just the cold click of steel cuffs locking around her wrists. Humiliated, Alina was dragged outside. Dirt from the pavement smeared her leggings. Her shopping bag had spilled, oat flour trailing in the wind like dust on injustice. Finally, she looked one officer in the eye and said, "I'd like my one call now." They scoffed but handed over her phone. She dialed. "Hey, babe," she said calmly. "You might want to come down here. I'm in front of Westgate Market." "In cuffs," the officer smirked. "What, your boyfriend gonna fight for you?" Alina just smiled. "No, my husband's not a fighter. He's a federal judge." 7 minutes later, a sleek black SUV screeched into the lot. Out stepped Marcus Jansen, her husband, dressed in a federal robe, name badge glinting in the sun. Behind him were two sharply dressed DOJ officials. The officers froze. Marcus didn't yell. He didn't need to. He walked up, asked for their badge numbers, and spoke 4 words that changed everything. "Release her right now." One officer stammered, "Sir, we were told she—" "You detained a private citizen without cause, violated her rights, and humiliated her publicly based on a false accusation." Marcus interrupted, his voice as cold as a gavel. "Strike!" He turned to the grocery store manager, who stood trembling near the door. "And you called them on my wife for shopping." By the end of the day, both officers had been suspended pending an investigation. The store manager had been fired. After video footage went viral, the chain issued a public apology and agreed to settle privately with Alina. But Alina never posted the video herself. Someone else had. An elderly woman in aisle 3 who whispered, "You don't deserve this," as Alina was cuffed. The video was viewed over 12 million times in 48 hours. Alina didn't care for revenge. She wanted change. She used the settlement to fund a legal foundation protecting others from racial profiling and unlawful arrests. This story wasn't just about one woman in cuffs. It was about how many others don't have a federal judge to call. It reminded the world that dignity shouldn't come from titles or power, but from being human. As Alina stood in front of a classroom of law students months later, she said, "They didn't know who I was. And that's the problem. Because no, one should have to prove their worth to avoid being treated like a criminal." Her quiet strength didn't just end careers, it sparked a movement. If you enjoyed this story and thought it was provoking, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more powerful narratives. Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Take care.